I would thank you, Delora, for doing that. I want this to be more conversational. And so, if you want to just unmute when I'm asking you questions and tell me, that's great. If you want to put your responses in the chat, that's great too. But as you're coming in, I would love to hear where you're coming from and what it is you want to learn from this call, what you're hoping to understand about the Holistic Pet Health Coaching Program. So feel free to just shout it out, type it out, whatever's easiest for you. Super excited that you're here. Go for it, please. So quiet. Nothing to say? You're here just because? Thank you, Gladys from Santa Monica. Hope you're staying well. Greenville, if it's possible to make it a career with no medical black background and just a love for animal, and yes, it is. Bonjour, Marta. Bienvenido. Wait, that's Spanish, sorry. I don't have as much French as other stuff. Audrey's calling in from Audrey, one of our coaches, is also in South Carolina. Karen's in Colorado. Mackenzie is in Western North Carolina. Are you near Fletcher, North Carolina? We have a family farm there. Hoping to help your senior pup live more years. Right on, Gladys. Eastern Tennessee for Jess. Sabrina wants to help animals as she already is doing, but she just needs to more on the holistic side. Right on. Let's get as many options as possible. Summer wants to change careers and she feels like she's found her purpose. And that is awesome because, man, is that hard to get to sometimes. Arvada, Colorado. I don't know where that one is. Heather's always been holistic and she knows quite a bit. So it's time to help others. Right on with more information. Girton. Oh, right on. 20 minutes from Fletcher. Greenville, South Carolina. Right on. And interested in growing a business as a veterinary pharmacist to help bully breeds on chronic allergy medicines. Victoria, that is an incredibly specific niche and you will do very well with that. So we can definitely help you get that information. Canine osteopath from Ontario, growing your business. Welcome, Caitlin. Natalie's in Los Angeles. Hope you are safe. Interested in learning more about animal welfare. And I think that is absolutely it. Florence from the south of France, already doing some training in nutrition, and she is a dog trainer. Karina is in Vancouver. Only vets can offer any nutritional or homeopathic services. So yes, we have, Delora, 5 coaches in Canada, 6. Yeah, so we've got a contingent there, and they are spread all across the country. Southeast Michigan for Allie wants to help pets live as well as others live longer, healthier lives. Karen wants to know more on homemade food. Thank you for Arvada, north of Denver. Right on. Payal is wanting to give holistic help for animals in their area because there just isn't much, and in this world. Right on. So welcome. Educate yourself is incredibly important. Megan is calling in from South Africa. Welcome. With red light devices and many other this is so incredible to me. I mean, we truly are creating a global movement with all of this, and I am thrilled beyond words to see you all from so many different places. Kari is a veterinarian in Michigan in search of holistic training to start offering in my practice. Kari, welcome. We have 40 CE credits for you as a veterinarian and also for veterinary technicians through the RACE board. So this is what I intended this program to do, was like, how can I dump my brain into a course that will make it possible for veterinarians and veterinary technicians and pet parents and pet pros to be able to run with the knowledge and start implementing it and start making a massive impact in the quality of life for pets. So welcome. So delighted you're here. Andrea is from Michigan. She's got a pet sitting company. And absolutely, because she wants to incorporate this into her business and help parents learn the importance of lifestyle, diet, exercise, et cetera, et cetera. And you're the one that sees these guys go from healthy 2-year-olds to looking old at 4 or 5. And we want to stop that. And Deborah, last but not least for sure, from Neenah, Wisconsin, interested in learning more about pet-assisted support, especially for the elderly, holistic pet care, and grief support. And Deborah, that is an incredibly valuable niche as well, because I've got to tell you, I hit 61 this year, and many of you have seen Hayo in our pictures. It's getting harder to have, large dogs. And so how do we navigate that as we age? And hopefully we age gracefully, but that's an incredibly important thing that you're working on there. Now, we've got, if you haven't received it, I think we've got an updated copy of the brochure that the team is going to upload into the chat for you. And I want to take a couple of minutes to introduce the team that's here. So Delora DeVore, you may or may not have seen her. She is our program director, and she is the one that's keeping this thing on an even keel so I don't run too fast and burn things out. Hannah, who's the other, is masked as the other Dr. Ruth Roberts, is my right-hand woman. We've been working together for getting on to 5 years. She knows the business inside and out. She knows how to assist us to help you. Rana Solomon is our enrollment counselor. She hails from Alexandria, Egypt. So again, truly, we have a global perspective coming in here. Rana's been working with us for over a year. And then we have several of our graduate coaches on here. Marquetta Jefferson, originally from Paha, but living in New York now. Melissa Tansen, a California girl, also lived globally. Michael Daly, he and I worked together in my last brick and mortar practice. We have been connected for 13 years more? God, we're getting old, Michael. Audrey Moyna, who was a PharmD, retired, had already been studying aromatherapy, became a holistic pet health coach probably close to a year ago now. Sandy Reynolds also came from a background of selling insurance, but after seeing her pets die from cancer, knew she had to do something different. She's in Phoenix, Arizona, if y'all are out that way. And I know Beth Rinciar is on here. She's walking dogs. She's going to pop in and out. And I think Erica, our support person for the program, is on with us here as well. And did I miss anybody, Delora, guys? Got it all covered? Cool. All right. So now that we're kind of settled in, we're ready to roll. I am going to first congratulate you for getting on this call, because change is hard, right? And we are in crazy change time right now all over the world. The United States, I think it is most acute right now as we change presidency. Doesn't matter what your political affiliation or beliefs are, things are really up in the air. We know, I think everyone knows, that the way things are going is not good and not sustainable. And so we need to help be the way to find a new path to what is sustainable, what is healthy. And our niche is in supporting pets. So congratulations for getting on this call. You are showing grit and determination that you want a different life for yourself. You want a different life for your pets, and you want a different life for your clients' pets. And I think that is an incredible thing, because at least now you have a starting point. You know what you want. And then what we're going to do today is determine if we can help you get there. And that's our goal, is to help you achieve the dream life where you are happy and satisfied in the work that you are doing as you transition from whatever you're doing now into being a holistic pet health coach. And we see the life and the quality of life and the health span of pets lifted up as you do that. So for those of you that don't know me, I'm Dr. Ruth Roberts. I am a slow mad, and right now I'm in Oaxaca, Mexico. So this has been a gift. After 30 years of being chained to a building, I have a job that allows me to travel to support the most incredible group of people do good in the world, do good for pets. And it has truly been the honor of my career. I've been traveling with my spouse, Mary Jo, and our current travel companion is Hayo. We've been on the road since 2018. We sold everything in South Charleston, South Carolina, actually Johns Island, in 2018, hit the road with a car filled with everything we thought we needed, which we dumped about 30% of about 2 months in. So it's been an interesting experience of not wanting things, of wanting the experiences, of wanting to better, to be better, to do better in this world. And that's part of what I hope to bring you in this program. I have been a veterinarian for 35 years, which is getting weirder and weirder to say. I am certified in veterinary acupuncture, food therapy, Chinese herbology, and I have studied functional medicine extensively. I sold my brick and mortar practice in 2016. And as I said, we started traveling in 18. Along the way, I was doing one-to-one consultations with pet parents. When the pandemic hit, what I found was that the frustration level and the lack of care and quality of information that was being delivered to pet parents was abysmal and horrifying. And a lot of it was the pandemic. I think part of what happened is anybody my age and older was like, I'm out of here. And they retired if they could. And then ultimately our veterinary technicians they were on the front lines of client service. They were getting abused emotionally, physically, verbally. And they're like, screw this. I can go work at McDonald's and make more money and not have all this heartbreak. And so what happened is we had a massive drain in the brain volume in the profession and in the experience level. And so the veterinarians that were left were struggling to both learn how to be effective practitioners and get through the day with the volume of patients that was astronomical and a way of providing care that became incredibly obstructive and difficult to be efficient within. So we had a massive shift. And during that time, I had clients, and you probably have heard me talk about Rosie at some point, but literally she is the reason I started this program. 15-year-old Westie, mom had been working with an internal medicine specialist, local vet, and me. And Rosie had a laundry list of stuff going on. She went in to see the internist. The internist said, Janice, I'm afraid, I really can't do anything more for Rosie. And you really are going to have to start to consider euthanasia. So Janice is baffled. Rosie's the same as she was the month before. And what had happened to make the internist say this, the creatinine, one of her kidney values had gone up by 0.1. Janice walked out of there knowing she could do better and that she would find a different way. And so we talked very shortly after that. I helped her find another internist and work with that internist to shift some things around to help Rosie do better with the condition she already had. And Rosie lived another year. But what if Janice didn't have me? And that's the problem. I'm one person. We are building a cadre of people that can provide this very simple, basic information of diet, lifestyle changes, supplements. And ladies and gentlemen, that's you. So we have 95 graduates in the program and 125 students working their way through the program 2.5 years later. And honestly, this has been absolutely thrilling to me to see the impact that our students and graduates are having on pet healthcare. So here's another question for you. And Sabrina, I see your answer here already, but how many of you are frustrated with the way your pets and your clients' pets are being cared for? And do you believe that you can change the way care is delivered if you were given the knowledge and the correct tools? So shout it out for me. Yep, absolutely, says Heather. Right on. I know. Yes, you can, Sabrina. Absolutely, Ali. Deborah, yes. I know this to be the fact because every coach that is in this room has gotten one dog at least off of Apoquel with simple, simple lifestyle changes. And that is massive. So here we are. All right. Again, my goal for this call is to help you understand what this course can do for you, what's included in the course, and determine if becoming a holistic pet health coach is the next right step for you. So having said that, here's something I want you to consider. Gandhi did not say, be the change you want to see in the world. He said, we but mirror the world. All the tendencies present in the outer world are to be found in the world of our body. If we could change ourselves, the tendencies in the world would also change. As a person changes their own nature, so does the attitude of the world change towards them. Do you know what cause caused Gandhi to lead his country to political freedom? It was salt. The British forced the Indian people to buy salt made in other parts of the British Empire with a massive tax on it. They were not permitted to make their own salt locally. How absurd is that? And how different is it, the level of absurdity, from the type of care that we often are presented as an option? You know, we do have a veterinarian on here today who wants to know how to do better. And I think you're like me. You realize that the tools that we got in school, veterinary school, and the CE isn't enough to deal with what we're facing now. And this is the problem. We're really good at fixing broken legs, hit by cars, things like that, but we're not very good at managing chronic kidney disease. And this is why we need these lifestyle tools to make these changes. And while I really am so happy you are here, anyone can do this with the right heart, with the right tools, with the right guidance. So can you tell I've had enough rest and I'm feeling really jacked up about this? Right on. So what if this year wasn't about resolutions for you, but truly revolution in your life, in the lives of pets? And as a holistic pet health coach, you will do more than just work at a job. You are going to ignite change. And indeed, we are already. So, all right, that's my soapbox so far today. What I want to do is show you a little bit more about what's in the course. And I think that's important because it's like, wow, okay, what's up with all of this? And let's see. First thing I want to say is that we are in a completely private platform. So anything that is said, discussed, et cetera, stays within this platform. And I think that's critical today because, you know, in Facebook now, Mark Zuckerberg has said, oh, no, we won't have any more fact checking. But what we do have is restriction of what can and cannot be said. So there's 160 lessons total in the course. It's divided into 14 modules. The first two modules, we make you do the things that you really don't want to do because if you get them done, they're out of the way. Then you're set up to roll through the course and start applying them in a way that you can work with clients. So literally the first one is, you know, how to deal with being in the course. And so uploading your homework, how to work with a community, what is a coach, how to conduct an intake call, how to set up to work with clients. So the technology that, by the way, we teach you a way to do it that is completely free, so that you've got all that set up. organizing your offerings to clients, talking there is a business insurance company that we've partnered with. So several different things that you can hit the ground running and go from there. Now, during this first module, you are assigned to a mentor through the course. And Michael is one of our mentors. Delora was a mentor, now the program manager. And the reason we believe this is important is that if you are confused and you're not sure how to approach something, it helps a lot if you have somebody to talk to, and more importantly, you have a group of students that working with the same mentor where you can bounce ideas off and on. So there's two calls to start with. One with your mentor that's one-to-one. One's an onboarding call. One is a call that walks you through how we actually do a consultation, so you get the way that we work. And then from there, you're doing group office hours with your mentor, and they've been incredibly successful in helping people learn together and learn from each other as well as the mentor. The second module is about marketing, because this we all hate to do, but it is the truth. If you want a business, you have to market it. You are the product. And that's really uncomfortable for a lot of us. Third module, we start walking into some overviews of integrative medicine, functional medicine, traditional Chinese veterinary medicine, and some sort of a deep dive in the generalities of TCVM. Next one is food, where we talk about the original crock-pot diet, because my training is in traditional Chinese veterinary medicine. I come from a cooked food background, and I think that has served me well. I'm not saying that is the only way, but this is the way that's worked extremely well for me in 90% of the cases. So there's that. The next part is the understanding the gut. And each of these modules following are about specific organs. And what I do is help you understand the anatomy and physiology, first of all, and then the functional medicine components, and then how we can use at-home tests that the client can do at home and turn into the lab to change diets, supplementation patterns, all sorts of stuff. We talk about the rotation diet as well, which is a standard in functional medicine of eliminating the things that cause problems and replacing them with things that should not create issues. And then from there, we roll through the liver, the kidney, the endocrine system. And then we had another business module, because at this point, when you go through this sixth module of the gut, this is where I want you to start working with clients. If it's for free, if it's for 25 bucks, something, because I want you to start understanding what they're telling you and also learn the power of simply working with nutrition. So it's a way for you to start to work with folks, understand how to do that while you still have the support of your mentor, and you also have the weekly coaching calls with me. So we go through each of these. We're in another business one there. And then we go through the rest of the major organ systems: the skin, musculoskeletal system, brain behavior, neurology, cancer, the thing we love to hate, autoimmune disease. And then in this module, I added a few things to help you help yourself, because as healers, we take on other people's energy, and I want to help you learn not to do that so you don't get sick. And then we do have homework. We'd have a couple of bonus modules in terms of heart function, and then package building. Now, each of these modules have homework, some of which are multiple choice questions, some of which are recorded videos and or written answers to theoretical questions. The reason that we insist on videos, actually, I'm going to let Marquetta tell you why we insist on videos. So Marquetta, tell us a little bit about your most recent experience that you told us about a couple of weeks ago.
Hi, everyone. I'm so glad you guys here. Yes, video is a very big part of this program, and it's definitely something that you might need um, a use of it in the future, because my experiences with this beautiful program, first of all, you will learn the things that no one ever talks about. And I am so glad I did take this course, because I have 5 animals in the house, and it's just so easy not to run to the vet every time. And by applying all these supporting supplements and diet, they just thriving. And I cook for all of them, and it does really work. The crock pot is a beautiful, easy diet, and I recommend it to all my clients now. Andrea with the pet sitting that he is here, she can see it all the time, because I'm a dog groomer, so I see all the allergies and skin issues on the dogs daily. But the reason for the videos is really good, because I was not able to do my homeworks, because my mentor, Jessica Fisher, she's fabulous, said that if I want to go on to the next model, I have to finish the video. And I just can't. I couldn't do it. Oh, my cat says hello. Hello, everybody.
Mm.
um, so I couldn't do the video, and I was trying to sneak behind next model and blah blah blah. I just couldn't do it. And Jessica was like, "No, you're gonna try it." I tried it 100 times. I put different makeups. Everything was like how I look. I didn't care. I couldn't speak when I was put on the spot. I just couldn't do it. But then Jessica said, "No, that's gonna be the end of the program if you don't go on with the video." So I did. And I realized it's not that difficult. You actually need to learn this, because everything is on social media now, all these reels on Instagram and everything. So it's actually better for you. I am starting to speak more in the public. So that was a really good thing to learn. And what actually happened to me, I was approached by a TV show, and I wasn't really, I kind of heard about the show, but I wasn't really sure what it is about. But I applied, and one of the tasks of one of the interviews was to make a video of 3 questions they will ask you on a spot, no preparation whatsoever. And I kind of was scared, but was like a third run to get into the show. So I said, "Oh, I cannot mess this up. Jessica, wish me luck. I am here to make the video." I made myself pretty. I set up the lightings. I said, "Come on, let's do it." And I made the video, and I got into a next round, and another round, and another round, and I'm in the TV show. It's gonna be filmed in May 2025 in Oklahoma. And hey, I just have to take some English lessons and we will be good. It's all good.
And this is it, Marquetta. I mean, your English is excellent, but this is really exciting, because the Blocks is one of the major business incubators. They've got 14 seasons, I think, on Amazon Prime.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
I mean, this is a massive win, and it's because Jessica made you do your homework. So
Yes, exactly.
nobody, yeah, right? Nobody likes to do videos, but it is incredibly important that we all learn how to do them, because somebody will ask you something. And if you have that poise and that ability to present the information with clarity, confidence, you can help people understand in a very comfortable way what you're trying to help them learn to help their pets. So that's why we do it, because it is the world we live in now is video based. And it's incredibly important for you as a holistic pet health coach to be able to present yourself comfortably and easily. And it is a learned skill. If I go back and look at my
Amen.
YouTube videos from 2017, they are horrible, absolutely horrible. And plus, I had a lot of brain fog, so it didn't help. But I mean, I'd been doing television shows since 2010, off and on. So I had some experience, but just doing this more and more and more makes you better. So The final exam is the one that is we're making sure that you know how to apply all of the knowledge you've learned, and that is to do 2 recorded video consultations with actual clients. They may be free, they may be paying you, but we want to see that you understand the material, that you're able to relate it, and you're able to offer them and appropriate suggestions that keep you within the boundary of coaching and don't take you dangerously outside into the role of a veterinarian of diagnosing, treating, and prescribing. What we are doing is essentially what human health coaches do. We are offering lifestyle modifications, and we teach you how to do all of that. Now, another part of the course that is super important is the community. Let's see. Oh, I got too many controls in the way. There we go. All right. So when you log into Circle, this is the platform where our course is hosted. You will see messages that people are posting. And so, Summer, I think you're here today. Right on. Sassy is not going over the Rainbow Bridge. So you are here because you want to make sure your baby stays with you. So there's all sorts of stuff that's in here. There are several different communities within here. This is for the holistic pet health coaches. We also have the International Holistic Pet Health Coach Association, and that's part of the deal. Most of these courses that you can take will drop you at the curb once the course is over. But we are giving you 6 months of membership to the International Holistic Pet Health Coach Association because we believe it's important to support you in your new career as much as getting you into that career. And so we still have weekly calls. We have very active boards in terms of posting questions, coaches helping each other out. I come in, answer questions, but it's just been amazing. Now, the other thing is when you graduate, we have a whole list of options available to you in terms of affiliate programs, ways that you can grow the business. We also have a weekly business building meeting. Dr. Linda Loudon has partnered with us to help lead those on a monthly basis. In fact, I think she's got a goals building workshop coming up very shortly. And then the other thing that's in here, Petgevity is a course that one of our coaches, Leah Bookhammer, created to give you basically a quick start course that you can teach your clients on a 4-week basis. The original Crock Pet Diet Club is in here. And then we have a free community as well where people are asking questions. Now, I mentioned earlier that it's really important that we have a private community because there are folks that we ask questions, but Facebook doesn't like it when we ask them. We do also have a 56,000 person Facebook group. And this is only for the coaches. The rules are this: if you, as a graduated coach, start and you're assigned as a crikey, it's not a mentor, but moderator within this group. All of the graduate coaches are assigned as moderators. You're able to help support pet parents and help them help their pets. So the goal of this is for you to practice delivering information, to develop clients, and for us to start help pet parents understand what it is holistic pet health coaches can do as well. So we don't allow crazy stuff that happens in other groups in terms of the animosity and you're wrong and I'm right, that kind of stuff. This is purely for the coaches. We respect each other's opinions, and when we need to find another way, we do that, and we pass that person over to somebody within our cadre of coaches that really knows that specific area. So for instance, we have several cat specific coaches. Marina Piscavera is one, Marquetta is one, yeah, Melissa Natanson. So we've got folks that are finding their own niches. And so speaking of that, Melissa, if you wouldn't mind taking a minute to talk about what you did prior to becoming a holistic pet health coach, although you were already sort of getting into this world, that would be amazing.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. Hi, everybody. Excited to be here. Excited to see your faces. And I just need to mention that I felt some of you like visibly like cringe when we were talking about the video stuff. I want to tell y'all, you don't all need to be a reality TV star. Yes, social media is important. It doesn't always mean that you have to put your face on there all the time. So if that's something that you were kind of cringing about, I don't want it to hold you back. There is opportunities to do trainings or do live videos. I also host the Coaches Collab for Dr. Ruth, and that's where two coaches get together. I'm the host, and we just talk about stuff. We talk about you. We talk about why you became a certified holistic pet health coach. And here's why that's important. I know we all have profound stories. I have a profound story about why I got into this. I was on a mission to save my little Darla pumpkin. She's now a 15-year-old Yorkie, and she's still struggling, but she's doing a heck of a lot better. And I was seeing so many comments in here from all of you that are just wanting to help your pets, or you might already be holistic pet health coaching. Dr. Ruth had mentioned what I did before. I was a news anchor and reporter for several years. I worked in the media, worked on TV. We got a lot of stars in here. Michael's another one. He's currently doing it. But my husband and I also had a small business. And on the side, I was helping people with their dogs and their kitties. When Darla started her journey of she had a lot going on. Let's just put it at that. And we're not going to go into those details, but I found that standard veterinary medicine was by and large failing me. So I started digging in. I was doing all the research, trying to figure it out. And when I did figure it out, I started helping other people just on the side and didn't have an avenue for how I could turn this into a business, turn this into a way of life, and streamline this and really have a program and a coaching. And that's one of the most incredible things about Dr. Ruth's program. And I will tell you about some of my hesitations because you may have the same ones. And I want to alleviate some of those hesitations. And if any of you want to have a side conversation about what's going on with this course, what's in this course, I would be more than happy to let you pick my brain. And here's why. I'm also a canine nutritionist. I have studied TCVM. I've gone to CIVT. I've done the canine nutrition programs. I've done the dogs naturally programs. And when I'm graduate number 50, and I had 10 years of holistic and nutrition background before I took this course. And if you don't, it's okay. Like Dr. Ruth said, this course is for all levels because the incredible community will catch you up real quick if you're not already there. And one of the things I picked Rana's brain about is I wanted to know what was going on in the course material. Was this going to be worth it? Y'all, this was 1,000 times worth it. And here's why. Not only is the course material incredible, and they're adding more and new modules every day, like Dr. Ruth mentioned, you get this absolutely incredible community of all backgrounds. And my specialty is GI and kidney disease. It's not cancer, or it may not be Cushing's or something else. And there'll be somebody else whose specialty that is. And we all lean on each other. We go to each other for advice. We have Dr. Ruth, and the education does not stop when you graduate. Every single week, we are getting we have guest lecturers that come in, so incredible, like Dr. Ruth said, Dr. Linda Loudon. We get I'm sorry, I'm missing it right now, from Real Mushrooms. We have Dr. Billinghurst from the Billinghurst Institute. So whether you want to do the crock pet, a modified crock pet, if you want to feed raw, and the supplement industry in pets, that's like the gosh darn wild, wild west. the supplement industry and pets. And when you are in Dr. Ruth's program, you are with the people you are learning from the people who formulate these supplements. We are learning about the best ones. I know with me in particular, I'll have clients that come to me with a laundry list of supplements. And as a holistic pet health coach, we're able to just streamline that a little bit. No, they don't need to be on 17 different things. Or if you're confused about maybe what they do need to be on, this is where we really streamline and learn and find out what works best for our clients. And it's been a fantastic avenue to go and streamline and really help these little pets because it's so terribly needed. I feel like probably a lot of you are feeling like standard vet care has failed you as well.
Well, yeah, right on. That no passion whatsoever in there, but that's it, y'all. I mean, this is somebody who's spent a lot of time already learning about holistic pet healthcare, and what we were able to do was tie some loose ends together and elevate her knowledge base so she could do better. And that's exactly what this is all about. Okay, let's get down to some nuts and bolts because I see some questions starting to pop up about this. I've shown you the inside of the course, what that looks like. These are our mentors, Deb, Jessica, Michael, who's with us today, and Natalie Lampus. Jessica is a podcaster, the Pet Parenting Reset, which she is rebranded, and my apologies, I don't have the new name in my head. Natalie, who's worked in making homes healthier and now is making pets healthier as well. This is a collage which we need to update of our graduates. And y'all, the first time I saw this picture, I cried because we're actually achieving the goal. We're achieving the goal of changing pet care. So all these smiling faces are delighted because they're doing what they love to do and they're getting paid for it. Are they making $1 million? No, they're not making $1 million. Are they starting to make a living to where they can get away from their 9 to 5? Yes, they are. So the beautiful thing is that you can do this in person or you can do this remotely. And here's Audrey, who's one of our coaches on with us today. And then Tanya, who is on every Monday group coaching call for the graduates. So, and it's just amazing what these folks are doing in terms of supporting pets and pet health. Now, here's the nuts and bolts. This is not a cheap program because we are providing you with so much support, with so much information. And the deal is that it's a $6,000 program. If you pay in full, you get a $1,000 discount right off the rip. If you take action tonight before midnight PST and make a refundable $250 deposit, let me say that again so I get the word straight, a refundable $250 deposit before midnight tonight, we will take an extra $500 off the program and you get 6 months of free access to the International Holistic Pet Health Coach Association. And so Rana's going to drop that deposit link in. We had a couple of folks last time that were like ready to commit. And so we'll also drop the pay in full link for you as well. Now, if you need financing, we are working with a company called My Abundant, and you can see the options here. They take payments on a biweekly basis. So if you want to pay over 12 months, you're paying some interest for sure. But it's a way to get this into something that's affordable for you. So it's $270.83 biweekly. You can scan this link, and actually Rana will drop a link in the chat as well. So you can check out if you're eligible. This is a soft pull on your credit so that it does not impact your credit score. And then you can make some choices from there. I've mentioned the International Holistic Pet Health Coach Association coming soon. By March 31st, we will have a business in a box for you. What the heck is that? That is a templated website, a landing page, an email follow-up nurture flow, SMS nurture flow, a community that you can build out to be your very own for your clients, all included in the cost of the HPHCA membership, which is $99 a month after you go through the first 6 months free. You have access to that Facebook group of 55,000. You also have access to a myriad of other affiliate offers and wholesale offers, one of which is a professional account with FullScript, which is the largest supplement dispensing platform for healthcare practitioners in the United States. And so they have recognized us, holistic pet health coaches, as a practitioner. So that's an incredibly valuable asset for both your family, yourself, and your clients, because that opens up an entire world of access to supplements. As I mentioned, we're working with Alternative Balance as an insurance company so that you will have both liability insurance and also you can add on cyber protection. I think if you add that on, it's maybe 400, 500 bucks a year. So not horrible. Without the cyber insurance policy, it's like 250 bucks a year. So extremely reasonable. And there's a boatload more. I mean, we have so many partners in this industry. One of my goals is to develop postgraduate education. Dr. Chris Besant and I are working on a course to help you improve your herb selection and your understanding of traditional Chinese medicine as it relates to herbology. That will be available, I'm thinking, by June of this year. And that's the goal, is to continue adding on more and more and more education. I think Poppy Phillips is going to come in and do a webinar on iridology for animals. I mean, it's just amazing the support that we are getting from everybody out there. We're partnering with Rita Hogan to help promote her book. She's partnering with us to talk about herbs, to talk about how she built her business. She gave a really cool talk, I guess last month. So there's just so much that we are doing to elevate everybody in the holistic pet health world and to give you access to as many different viewpoints and opinions, because I think that that is really, really critical. I want to take a minute, let Michael talk a little bit about his experience with the course. He was one of our, he and Delora were the two beta testers. And so go for it, Michael. And we also worked together for a long time.
Hey everyone. Yeah, so welcome. Yeah, it's so crazy to like sit, I'm just sitting here smiling because I had worked for Dr. Roberts for so long. Out of the little practice, Sundog Cat Moon and John's Island. And, I always tell people, I was a vet tech for 20 years and 10 of it was at, different practices like DCA and things like that. And Sundog Cat Moon was the first practice where I worked with a vet where I felt like I was really seeing results. And so that is why I was like, I'm staying here because I feel like we're doing something. So I actually got certified in canine massage and was able to build up my own clientele after about 5 years and quit vet teching. And so Dr. Roberts approached me about this. And basically, it was everything that I'd learned at the clinic, but was doing it for free. Because all my massage clients were basically, older pets that had skin issues. And I would just sort of recommend what we talked about in the clinic. They would take the advice and they'd start seeing, results, and I was like, well, I'm glad I can help. And so when she offered this, I totally was willing to do it. And yeah, I mean, it's the wonderful thing. And so I think a thing to think about with the pricing too is I've gotten certified in canine massage and equine massage. And both of those courses were about 3,000 to $4,000, depending on where I went to Big Sur for one. So the flight and all that stuff cost that. And literally both courses were quick, one-on-ones, and then learning some muscles, learning some strokes, and then out of my life forever. and so I had to really work on trying to learn more on my own. And like this course, and this is what I tell, it's like, you're getting so much information. It's overwhelming actually to a point. Like when she was going through circle, I was like, oh God, we have that now? Oh, we have that now? I mean, that's the amount of information that we have available and that's continuously available. And it's been amazing. It's such an amazing thing to really like be a part of helping a client and a pet make their dogs better. I had a client, Finn, that was on Apoquil almost all his life. And this is a dog that I had seen at Sun Dog Hat Moon. And then they went somewhere else. And then I ran into the dog again, massaging him, realizing it was him like 5 years later. And the dog was still on Apoquil. And we worked together with home cooking, supplementation. And it took about a year, but after a year, this dog is completely off of Apoquil without an itch, without one itch. And the client's so happy, the dog is happy, the kids are happy. And that's just one of the stories I have. A lot of what I do, someone I mentioned working in a hospice, that's a lot of what I do. And clients just want someone to talk to. They just want, I'm there for people that, have a dog that is in hospice for cancer and the dog, say, isn't eating. And so the first thing they want to do is go to the emergency clinic, and the emergency clinic is an 8 to 9 hour wait. I mean, that's just how it is now, 8 to 9 hours. And I can call them, calm them down, guide them through it, and they feel better and they feel safe having that person to talk to. So it's really just it's an amazing thing to have, and I'm so grateful that I do it. I mean, I love it. I love it so much. Just to be a part of that, not only making dogs feel better with mobility and massage, but also changing their life. I mean, I live in South Carolina. Every dog has allergies, and being able to teach people, and that's the thing too, is that a big aspect of what I do is educating clients so that they can make the correct decisions for their pet and not just rely on the veterinarian for the answers, or to ask more questions when their veterinarian is talking. Because the thing about it too is that I'm in this for veterinarians too. I mean, I've worked with so many veterinarians, and probably over like 30. And I can tell you, these veterinarians work their butt off. They're not in it because they hate dogs. They're in it because they love dogs. And I've seen them in tears, not being able to figure out things. And they get so little time, because they got to go from appointment to appointment. They get basically like 15 minutes to figure out your dog's issues. And so my job is to educate clients so that they can help their vets, and do better for their dog. So yeah, I mean, I'm so glad I did this course.
Thank you, Michael. Really appreciate it.
Woo.
So it's been a fun, wild ride, hadn't it?
It's so crazy.
So, I'm not sure who you are, but you're asking if somebody has done the program that was completely new to pet medicine. And so let me ask Sandy to talk about that a little bit. She was in insurance all of her life. So she was starting from that
Zero.
much information. Right on.
Hi. I was in insurance and extremely overworked and stressed out to the max. So we actually sold our practice and didn't know what I was going to do next. And Dr. Ruth program came up, and I started just with a passion in my heart, not knowing how far I was going to go or what it was going to entail. And I'm so happy I did. I love what I do every day. And if I can do it, anybody can do it. All you need is a passion and desire to learn. The things that will come to you will be what really interests you. And then that's where you may decide to niche down. I'm still working on a few of those things, but taking advantage of the classes and the speakers that are offered every week has been invaluable. I didn't know that I had such a passion for mushrooms. Who would know? They're amazing. And the things that I'm learning about them for myself, not just my animals, is craziness. So don't let that stop you if you are worried that you haven't previously worked in a vet office or a groomer or any kind of previous information like that. It's all about what you want to do and who you want to help. The knowledge is there, all the opportunity to learn is there, and Dr. Ruth is amazing. So the family of coaches that you get that are your friends, that is something that was not even anticipated. And I can't tell you how many friends I have now through this that feel the same that I do. And we've just bonded so great, and we want to spread the word. Obviously, that's why all of us are on here, and I do cry about this. So just do it.
Thank you, Sandy. I mean, yeah, right on. I'm with you there. Audrey, if you wouldn't mind saying a couple of words too. Audrey also came out of sort of healthcare related in pharmacy, but not in the pet world.
I'm going to try not to cry.
Sandy's getting us going.
I just lost a pet, and I just want to say that this community has been beside me, and the cards and the gifts and the emails, and from all of you, including Dr. Ruth, I thank you all, because it's been tough. Okay, let's stop that. Like Dr. Ruth said, I am a pharmacist by trade. I retired a year ago in October, and I always knew that I wanted to do something with pets. Like that was my whole passion in life, like all my life. I'm like, God, what do you want me to do with animals? You gave me this passion for a reason. What is it? And right after I retired, I saw this class, doctor, and again, I don't even know where it came from. Sometimes people will say, well, where did you learn about it? I don't know. I don't know. It showed up. And I'm like, that's it. That's what I have to do, and I have to say, like all of you, I was like, wow, is that what a normal coaching class costs? That's kind of a lot of money. Like I didn't know. And I started reaching out to my friends who are health coaches. And I'm like, hey, do you mind if I ask how much did you, pay for your coaching class? And, it was $5,000-6,000. And I was just kind of like, okay, so it's not crazy. And so I was like, so excited, to do this. I started my holistic journey about 10 years prior. I started getting into essential oils. I realized as a pharmacist, when you do it long enough, and I've done it a long time, that there's a lot of side effects associated with medications, and the longer you're on them and the longer term side effects, it's really bad. And so that's when my family started using essential oils for their therapeutic properties and doing more holistic stuff. But I wasn't doing as much supplements and a lot of the things we learned in Dr. Ruth's class. I was doing essential oils almost like I would allopathic medicine. I have a headache, here's an oil. I've got digestive oils or digestive problems, here's oils. So I did it more like that. But again, I was in the holistic. I didn't want to use drugs. I saw this class. I jumped on board, and it has been like the best thing I've ever done. I will never, ever be sorry. If it was more money, I would pay it. It was so good. I love the formatting of the classes. It's both video and written. I like to see things. If I have to read everything, you start losing me after a while, so I can only do short chunks, but they're videos, which I loved. I love that. I love the homework. I love the Marquetta story. I really like the fact that you forced me to do videos and do stuff every week, because you can read something and answer, questions and go on. And that doesn't really mean that you can apply it. And so the homework really taught you how to do something with what you learned. I thought the content was better than any other programs. I've got a lot of certifications, a lot of essential oil certifications, et cetera. And I thought this content was better than I've been in. And Dr. Ruth's teaching style, it's exceptional. I mean, we're very blessed, all of us who are here, to have found her, because she is an amazing, amazing lady. So.
Thank you. I truly, I mean, y'all, I do not say this lightly. This program has been the honor of my career. And I hadn't, if you'd have asked me this 30 years ago, that is this where you want to end up? I would have been like, what? No. But here we are. And this is the thing that is going to pass on my enthusiasm for doing better. A little bit, a little bit, a little bit. I don't know if you are familiar with Regan Hillier, and it's not her concept, but I think she explains it well. If you commit to doing 2% better every day, That's a small micro commitment you can make. And at the end of the year, the change is massive, right? So this is part of what we help you do, is make that micro commitment to do a little better, to do a little better, to do a little better. Summer, I want to welcome you into the program. We are so delighted you're here. If you feel comfortable unmuting yourself and talking about why you decided to commit, I'd love to hear that.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Actually, my dog Sassy has been relatively healthy her whole life. She's 15 years old. I took her to the vet January 11th, and the vet came from taking her blood, drawing her blood, and told me that her red blood cell count was 17, and normally it's at 35. Sorry, I'm gonna cry.
It's all
And she
good.
said we should really look into humanely euthanizing her. She had pyromitra on top of it, and a heart murmur, and that was it from her blood work. That was all. And I looked at my husband, and I said, "Not again." And I picked my dog up and I walked out. And I came home, and I started on the phone. I was just back and forth on the phone, and I was calling from vet to vet to vet. And I did find a very compassionate, empathetic, caring individual. And she wanted to see my dog that day at 4, but I couldn't make it to her. And I made it in the next morning. I was there at her office at the hospital at 7 a.m. And they took her in and they gave her her surgery and pulled two teeth that she had that was rotten that I didn't even know about, trimmed her nails, had her looking really pretty. And she's still here and has had no complications, and it was remarkable. They worked with me completely. But following the day of her surgery, I came home, and I don't know where it came from, or I do. It was like heaven sent. Your program came across, and I just kept watching it and watching it. And I think I put in for several calls, and I think I put in for several, to do this a couple times. But I was so excited because it was almost like it was just dropped in my lap. And my husband was like, "But Summer, you just lost your job." Because I'm a caregiver. I take care of seniors. And he's like, we can't pull that off. And I'm like, we'll find a way. There will be a way. I think I found my purpose, because I love doing caregiving. I love working with the elderly. I've done it for 15 years. But somewhere along the way, I just lost my passion for it. And when I work, well, not work, but when I'm around animals, and they just bring me joy. They bring me joy. And so Sassy's ordeal and running into the program, we had to make it happen. I have to do it.
Sandy, Summer, thank you for sharing that, because that's like, holy crap. And that's what I'm talking about. It is so hard to say to the vet, not today, and find another option. So good on you for being your pet's best advocate. And welcome to the program. We're so excited.
Thank you.
With pleasure. And I know you're going to find a way to make this work.
Yes, I will.
Right on, right on. So last but not least, I want you to hear from Beth Hrinciar, if she is not driving at the moment. Beth is a trainer, dog walker, dug deep into holistic medicine for dogs. And hopefully there you are. Cool.
Can
And
you hear
you've
me?
got signal. We got
It's
you.
nice. I'm at the park. I've been hovering so that I have signal. Summer, oh my God. Thank you so much for believing in your dog and taking her home and believing that a senior, just because they're old, doesn't mean it's their last legs. Because
Yeah.
that means so much to me. I love my seniors. God, so welcome to the program. I'm excited you're here.
Thank you. Thank you.
God, why am I here? There's so many reasons why I ended up at this program. I started in rescue, and I've been watching dogs be euthanized for silly things for like 25 years. And I learned to train, and then I learned to be a positive trainer because I didn't like watching dogs abused. So then I started working with food when I had a dog. All the things that I've learned from along the way from my dogs and the dogs I've rescued. So I needed a way to tie it all together. And this was the course. Actually, I had the pleasure of meeting Dr. Ruth at the first feed reel. We got to pal around in the house together with my best friend Naja, who's also in the program. And we figured this was it. So we jumped in, and I think I was 51. I was as graduates, I was racing with Melissa to be the 50th, and I lost. But anyway, so I'm so thrilled to be here though. The community is amazing. I've met some of the best people. Some of us have joined together to make us up little side businesses, working together with our strengths to make a difference, and just getting the message out to people that there's more than just Apoquel and just conventional veterinary medicine as a whole. I have a conventional vet. I have a holistic vet. I pray on Dr. Ruth every Monday about my own dogs that are always chronically something going on. And her availability is huge. I don't know if anyone talked about that. We're able to go to her for all of our things. So when we're working with clients and we don't know what to do, we go to her for a different approach, a fresh approach to tweak what we're up to, and that's invaluable. And you don't get that in any other programs. Usually it's just, oh, here's your certificate, good luck. So I can't say enough. If you're on the fence, do it. It's so worth it. And maybe someday I will be in front of a computer instead of walking dogs when I do one of these. But for now, I get to, this is Barney. If you guys can see Barney, he's busy seeing who he's going to attack next. And so that's it. Thanks for joining. Please join our group. It's the best experience ever.
Right on. Beth, thank you so much. And we had our very first live meeting of the International Holistic Pet Health Coach Association in Chicagoland in September. We will have our next one in Kansas City. Why Kansas City, you ask? Because the flights are cheap and so are the hotels. And it's a pretty cool town too. But we will have another live meeting there where we will have a full day of continuing education for the courses. And they do have great food, amazing barbecue, and then a full day with pet parents. And there's nobody doing this stuff in the Midwest. What's come up? I mean, let's give the Midwest a little love here. So we've got some amazing folks that are going to come with us. Dr. Besant has already committed to doing a tongue and pulse diagnosis lab. I said the magic word I'm not supposed to, but that's just, I don't know what else to call it yet. So for those of you that don't know Dr. Besant, she is the creator of Herbsmith, Medicus Veterinary Diet, and the Simple Food Project. She is an amazing woman determined to deliver options to pet parents and make Chinese medicine and good food accessible to everyone. So she is one of our partners. So that's what I've got to tell you. Have you got more questions? Fire away, unmute yourself, put them in the chat. We'll field them all for you. And let's drop that deposit link again, please, Rana. You got it. Cool. And if you want to talk to Rana, if you'll drop your call link in there, she can help go through some of the payment details, but ask questions. What else can we help you with today, right this minute? What other questions are out there for you? And please feel free to unmute if it's easier than trying to tap away in the chat.
Maybe we should do
Allie.
this. I have an idea. If anybody's got a reservation, like what's that little thing that you're just kind of like not
What's keeping you on
ready
the
to jump?
fence?
Yeah, what's keeping you? I'm here. I've done it. Pick my brain.
Right on. And Allie, I think everyone, all of the coaches have dealt with cancer in ways that are very personal, in ways that are with clients. And I think that there's a lot of ways to approach it, but the way I like to help educate to approach it is to choose quality over quantity. And what can we do that's going to make each day a bucket list day for that pet? So I think, we get scared and we go out and we buy the 27 supplements, and then the dog is like, no. And the cat is like, oh no. And then we're like, crap, what do we do? And so this is part of what the deal is with the coaching program, is learning how, I mean, everyone has said this, all of our pets become teachers to us. And they teach us to take a deep breath and layer things in. So I hope that's helped. But yes, I agreed with Melissa. So what's keeping you on the fence? What can we do to help you? Right on, Sabrina, financially. Thank you. It is an investment. And so one of the things that I teach is that when you get to week 5, start doing consults for $25. You charge $25. You tell them they need to do a Glacier Peaks holistic test, because usually at the base and underlying every problem is gut dysbiosis, which often starts with leaky gut, which starts with food sensitivities. So that, and then 1, maybe 2 supplements, that's going to create what we call a $100 net, meaning cash in your pocket, average order value. So part of what we teach you is how to do that, start finding clients. And really, if you work that hard during the program, you will have paid off your investment by the time you graduate. Are the products available in the UK? We are working on that, Sarah. We can ship them, but evidently the customs is hideous. So we are working on setting up a shipment facility, actually in Czech Republic. Is it self-paced? So the program itself is set up for a 4-month commitment in terms of getting the course done, with an additional month to do your homeworks and the final examinations. So we release a module each week. You can talk with Rana a little bit more about that. We've had several people that do this over the course of a year. And then that's been pretty good. And there was another one in here. Sabrina, once you get confident and you're talking about more things than just food, you're adding on layers and layers of expertise, and then you start increasing your prices to reflect that. Christy, you are saying the thing nobody wants to say, that you don't know how to overcome preconceived ideas, that I have to follow the vet's advice about giving vaccines and meds and blah, 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 blah. And I'm not sure my community has much money to feed healthier instead of cheap kibble. So this is it. We help you understand how to meet people where they stand. So maybe in your community, they can't afford to do more than cheap kibble, but they can go out and buy a bag of frozen Normandy blend vegetables, which is broccoli, cauliflower, yellow squash, and zucchini. Take a handful of that, throw it in a pot of boiling water, cook them thoroughly, pour the whole bit over the top of the kibble. Boom, you have just improved that dog's quality of diet remarkably by adding in fresh vegetables that will help the body do what it needs to do. And it's hard. Like when I started talking about home cooking for my pets, I was pretty sure in 2006 that the AFCO police were going to come get me. That didn't happen. What did happen is then within the next month, that first pet food recall happened. And all of a sudden, we had 1,000 dogs and cats on the first version of the original Crock Pet diet. And the results were staggering. Just by changing one simple food, feeding only home-cooked food, the diarrhea stopped, the itch stopped, the pain stopped, and I could not go back. I pulled out every bag and can of food out of my office, and I never sold dog food again. Is there guidance for you, Carrie? This is a very key question as well. So what happens on the human side is that there's a lot of MDs that are working interstate. They're not working as doctors, they're working as health coaches. And so if you, and I did this in my practice, and what I did was find the research. So Ron Schultz's research was buried in 93. He showed us the duration of immunity is at minimum 3 years, and actually 4 and 5 years, more common. So I think what you do is you form a rational approach, and that's part of what we teach you in here. And, you know, it's insane. Like Judy Morgan was talking about a client that had gone into her vet. Her dog had had a Librela injection and said, "Doc, do you think these symptoms, X, Y, Z, and A, could be due to Librela?" And the veterinarian shouted her out of the room after the FDA had sent out a letter to all veterinarians listing those same symptoms as side effects of Librela. So this is the thing, is that what we're taught as the standard of care, actually, there is not very much evidence base around it. So that's the first thing I think that's important for you. And I'm sorry, I lost the name of the person that was like, how do I work this? We're going to give you the evidence and the research that supports the positions that we're teaching you about. It is really, really difficult. I mean, when evidence-based medicine became the thing that everybody hung their hat on in veterinary medicine and human medicine, and there was a Cochrane analysis, which is a type of study that says, how true is this? And what they found is that 11% of evidence-based medicine recommendations actually have evidence. So I won't say the expletive that goes with that. What else, y'all? What's keeping you on the fence?
I think a key thing to really point out about this program that makes it really amazing is that it's not just about like a course that is saying use this supplement to tell clients. It's about the education. That is our strength. So like whenever I have like a client that has kidney disease, the first 10 to 15 minutes of that call is educating the client to show them I know the biology and how kidney disease works, to educate them on it and why these supplements work with that, so that when the situation comes where there's a vet like sort of approachment going on, we have the backing behind that and why these supplements are being used. So I just want to point that out.
Right on. Cool. And Kathy, great question. Both financial and times constraints. 3 standard poodles that she rescued that she has to walk 2 to 3 times daily and work full time. How do you find clients to work with to charge $25 a client? Where are you walking those dogs? Are you walking them in the neighborhood? Are you going to pet stores to buy food, supplements, etc.? You know, are you in pet groups? Are you in dog parks? It's tough, and you are going to make a time commitment to do the course. One of the things that I would encourage you to do is to sit down and look at how you spend your time currently. And I get it. I mean, we're all like busier than bees. But literally for the next 3 days, what I want you to do is every 30 minutes, write down on a piece of paper, on a notepad, something you have handy, what you've been doing for that last 30 minutes. And in that, you're going to find things that you're spending time on that really are not going to move the needle forward into what you want. So look at that to start with. It's going to take some hustle. I mean, it's like whenever I started doing any course, I did the Chinese herbology course after I had to retire the first time from fibromyalgia and IBD, but I still got the course done, even though my main focus was on healing. So it's about prioritizing how you spend your time. And even though the money isn't there right now, your time is always your most valuable asset. And so if you focus how you want to spend that time so that you can have a different future, you'll find the time to do what you need to do. And it is frustrating, but you can do it. And I'm sorry, somebody started talking, and if you want to jump in, jump in. Sabrina's asking, how do you get your first few clients after 5 weeks? You start talking about what you're doing the day after you sign up on your social media to your friends and to your coworkers and to anybody that will listen. Because my friends, you are now evangelical about what you're doing now and how that is going to make a difference in the world. And part of that will do two things. One is it's going to spread the word so that people know they have an option. They can come to you to find an option. And the second is it's going to keep you focused on doing the program, getting through the program, graduating, and being on service to dogs, cats, and their pet parents.
Dr. Ruth, it's Sabrina. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, we got you.
Hi. So I'm brainstorming here because I really want this. I've wanted to work with dogs forever. Growing up, I always wanted to be a vet, but life just got in the way, and here I am. But it's okay. You know, we find our way back onto our course and our purpose and all that. So can I tell people in the beginning, hey, I just started this program. I'm learning, and I'm doing, these consultations for $25. Is that something you can say, or it's not good to say?
Yeah. So what I would say is wait till you get through the 5th module to start talking about it now and
Right.
tell them how excited you are. Tell them what you're learning. Show them the money, basically. Show them the value that you're going to be able to provide. And then when you get through the 5th module, reach back out to everybody you've talked to and say, hey, I'm taking on a limited number of clients at an extremely reduced rate, so that I can help start to teach people how to use food to keep their pets healthy. Does that make sense?
It makes sense. I was asking that because I have a friend that does animal communication, and when she first started years ago, she started, charging nothing, and then she started like $20, and she'd up it here and there, and people were like, oh, well, you were just charging $20, now you're charging this much, and that's not right, and blah 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 blah. So I don't want to run into that.
So, and the deal is that you're charging a reduced rate to start with because you are learning,
Yeah,
and
I
you're
like
at that
Mhm.
right on. And
So
then when you're a
get it
graduate,
while it's hot, because once my expertise explodes, it's not going to be $25 anymore.
exactly. And
I got
then you determine what the value will be in the future. Right? So what is it going to be? Is it going to be $100 an hour? Is it going to be $100 a consult? And that's part of why we help you learn how to build out packages, because you may spend 30 minutes or 45 minutes or an hour on the phone with a person the first time, but you've also spent 30 minutes reading their records. You've spent another 30 minutes putting together your thoughts into a plan for that pet. And then you've spent another 15 minutes doing a follow-up email with them in 1 to 2 weeks to see how things are going. So we want to help you build your business out so that you are making a good living from day one and not chasing tail to try to catch up on bills, because that is a problem throughout this industry.
And believe me, clients will, when you're first starting and charging a small amount, once they see what you give them, they will say, wow, you are not charging enough for what you give from what you've learned here. And that's the good thing. So when you have so I'm a mentor. And so my job, if you were one of my mentees, is if you have a client and you're just starting, to guide you through that, to ask questions to help you with that. And then you have the whole community when it comes to terms of okay, I have these clients, but now I have to raise my price and I'm so nervous to do that. How did y'all do it? That's where we all jump in. I mean, we're all working together to figure out how to build our businesses more, and everything like that. So you have all
Okay.
that.
Yeah, and then it sounds like you make yourself so valuable that people pay what you're offering. It sounds like in the end,
Oh,
because
yeah.
Yes, yes.
you've offered it at
That's
such a discounted amount that they're not like, wow, I'm gonna continue with you because like this is great. You know what I mean? Like I've been
right
following you
on.
on Instagram forever, and when I decided I wanted to do this, I knew I wanted to do coaching, but I was like, what makes me want to get up in the morning and do it without getting paid? What brings me pure joy? And animals bring me pure joy. They don't get on my nerves like humans do. I love people, but people get on my nerves. Animals don't. Right? So it's like, what do you want to do, Sabrina? Oh, ding, ding, ding. You want to be a coach and you love animals. So let's combine it and find somebody that's offering a course. And then I came across your course because I followed you on Instagram.
Cool. That's wonderful.
Thank
And
you. Yeah.
I have to tell you, it is easier to get people to change their dog's food than to get them to change their own food, right?
Oh yeah.
Delora,
People spend more
Delora
money on
will,
the pets than they do themselves.
right. And we want to eat the Doritos, damn it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I mean, you know, that's a whole nother topic, the addictive nature of food out there. But that's the thing, is that when they start to see how their dogs and their cats are doing, then they start to think, okay, maybe I do need to change how I'm eating. So that's our goal. Anything else, y'all? Any
Thank
other
you.
questions? With pleasure, Sabrina. Yeah, right on. Anything else? Happy to help you. If not, we're going to bring this call to an end. It has been a blast. And I want to leave you with this. If you join the program, this is not going to be just another January. This is the year that you stop dreaming about making a difference and start making a difference. And that is our goal, is to give you the mechanism and the information and the support to make a change in your own life and the lives of pets. So let's do it. Much love to you all. Let's lift each other up, because we are in a world where we need to do that. We need to be the light in the world. And that's part of our mission too. We can get out of the squabble and get into purpose. And with that, I'm going to leave you. Take good care. We'll send you some information in email to, you can watch this again. You can sign up. We want to see you on Monday's coaching call. Thanks, y'all.